Hi, everyone. My name is Alena Miller, and I'm a member of the resource sharing team at OCLC. I'm happy to be part of the Northwest ILL conference again this year. Today, I'll share how anyone with WorldShare ILL can set up a patron request form that will save staff time and provide accuracy in processing patron requests. But first, I'll start with a story. I can't tell you how many times, beginning in high school, that I wanted to use technology, but was not interested in experiencing all the details for building the technology from the ground up. Why did my teachers insist I learn to write my own code? Why did they make me derive equations when I could use a proven equation that had been accepted for decades? And why did I need to perform calculations on paper or the chalkboard when there was a perfectly good graphing calculator in my book bag? I've been told many times it's for my own good, but my attitude towards technology remains the same, and it led me to do this lightning talk. In my opinion, we don't need to know how to build a link resolver from scratch to appreciate how we can take advantage of OpenURL for speed and accuracy in everyday tasks. So, no, coding is not for me, but using technology is. Today, I'll review the basics of the new OpenURL-based WorldShare ILL form and the ways it can benefit both your ILL staff and patrons. And I'll give you just enough basics about OpenURL to feel confident in setting up the WorldShare ILL request form for your patrons. The best part is that the entire setup is done with a point-and-click interface. And with just a small investment in time, you and your patrons will see a big payoff. The new request form is very exciting for libraries using WorldShare ILL. Previously, patron request forms were only available if you had Iliad, Tapasa, or WorldCat Discovery. This screenshot shows what the WorldShare ILL form looks like by default. It's been enabled automatically for all libraries with WorldShare ILL. And then in service configuration, you can customize which fields display, how the fields are labeled, and whether or not they are required for submission of the form. The URL for your library's form is available from that same setup page in OCLC service configuration. An example of that URL is shown here at the bottom of the screen. There are lots of reasons to provide this OpenURL-based form for your patrons. First, buttons or links can be included from any discovery service, catalog, or database, whether that's WorldCat Discovery, EBSCO Discovery Services, Alma Primo, or another search interface. Patrons can easily request the exact item they found because the bibliographic and controlled data gets pre-filled. If the patron can find it, they can request it. And finally, the request flows right into your WorldShare ILL interface. No need to rekey bibliographic or patron information. And because of automatic bib matching, you don't need to search for the item either. WorldShare ILL users no longer need to send requests through the automation manually. So creation of the lender string, applying of constant data, and if you like, even sending the request to lenders can happen without you even touching the request. So with OpenURL, requests flow seamlessly into WorldShare ILL so that you can obtain items for your patrons from more than 10,000 libraries on the OCLC network. Before we get into details about setting up the form, let's talk just a minute about OpenURL. It is the standard that's used to pass requests between systems, and it eliminates any need to rekey bibliographic information. And what does an OpenURL look like? Well, here's an example. The first part is what's called the base URL. That tells the system, the discovery system, where your form is located. And then everything appended to that base URL provides bibliographic data and information about the request. In the base URL here, The X's would be replaced with the registry ID or the vanity ID for your library. The base URL provides the location of the form, and the appended information is used to pre-fill fields on the form. Now for the setup. At the short URL oc.lc/ill form, you'll find instructions in the format of a cookie recipe with ingredients and instructions for each step. There, you'll also find links to documentation if you need them or if you need to get assistance from your systems team. I'll just review the steps in the cookie portion, but with the frosting section, you can further enhance your form and your workflows. So I'll just quickly show you the screenshots for the first 4 steps. First, the request form page. This is where you'll specify what appears on your request form and what fields are required. Second, the IP addresses page. If you don't have patron accounts already enabled for sign-in, you'll need to ensure that your library's IP addresses are set up so that your users can use IP authorization to access the form. Please reach out to your IT or systems person for help, or you can contact OCLC support. Third, the OpenURL resolver page. As I mentioned earlier, the base URL lets your discovery system, know where your form is located. And then setting up the resolver lets you provide buttons or links in your catalog or databases that point to the new WorldShare ILL form. And finally, the request buttons. This is the screenshot that shows the setup for OCLC's discovery services, but you can equally set up links from whatever discovery system, catalog, or database is used at your library. Nearly all systems support OpenURL. You can consult that system's documentation or their support desk for details. I hope you've enjoyed this lightning talk on the benefits of using the WorldShare ILL form and the basics for enabling it for your patrons. In summary, patrons can easily request the exact item they want. Each library can customize the WorldShare ILL form to meet its needs. Staff don't need to rekey data or verify requested items. And so with this faster process, you're able to get your patrons what they need faster. If you need any assistance or you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact the OCLC support team. They can be reached at the email support@oclc.org or on the web at the short URL oc.lc/support. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.